How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. I have a bunch of knowledge about Etsy in my nearly 1 decade of selling on the platform. So remember to like this video and comment. And so in this video, we're going to be talking about the things that you should never do on Etsy. And I have the top 5 biggest things that you should not do on the platform. And so getting right into it now, the number 1 thing that you should never, ever do on Etsy is put your shop in vacation mode. So a lot of people put their shop on vacation mode is because either they want a break, because they've been selling a lot and they just need to take care of their kids, or something comes up that's like a sickness in the family. Problem is that your shop is not actually featured anymore on any search results. It's not going to rank. Your products are pretty much taken off of Google Shopping if they're on there to begin with. Customers will no longer be able to purchase items from your Etsy store if your store is still on vacation mode. Now, the reason why I would not do this is because it's completely unnecessary. It doesn't make any sense to put your shop on vacation mode, because what would essentially happen is you're starting from almost scratch when you're putting your shop back into live mode and off of vacation mode. So your items would not be going right to the top essentially right away. Your listings will be completely knocked down in the search results. And this is a horrible thing for anyone that's trying to sell on Etsy, because the number 1 thing you're trying to do is to get up in the search results when you're selling on Etsy. If you put your shop on vacation mode, there's a very big chance also that your shop can essentially just die because you put your shop on vacation mode, because you'll never get to the position that you once were potentially. I know a lot of instances where this has actually happened to a lot of huge shops on Etsy that have made this big mistake. Now, this is what you do instead. All you have to do is just go to the shipping times on any of your listings. If you keep a very tidy, clean house on your shop, let's just say, and you have the same exact options for all of the listings for shipping times, and all you have to do is just adjust those shipping times to, let's just say, even 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Do anything you can, essentially, if you want to continue to sell on Etsy and be successful, to make sure you do not put your shop on vacation mode, and you make sure that your products can have that 3 to 4 week shipping window, let's just say, if you want to take a big vacation. Or also what you can do too is you can overprice everything. You just make the prices just way up. Let's just say you're trying to sell these scissors, I don't know, and you're trying to sell them for $1.99. What you could just do is, if you want to really take a big vacation, is price these things at $500. I'm dead serious. Just seriously, price them at $500, make it outrageous so nobody will buy it, and just take your vacation and just come back to it. The second thing that you should never ever do on Etsy is to be mean to potential buyers or anyone messaging you on your shop. So let's just say a customer is being very mean about a product they received, whatever the case is. Whatever the person is doing to annoy you or try to set you off, always be the bigger person. It's never going to be in your favor to act inappropriately or send them any negative messages or anything mean or nasty to a particular buyer. Even if the person is leaving threats or doing anything, all you have to do is just report them to customer service. Let Etsy know of any issues that are going on. Again, always be the bigger person on Etsy, because if, let's just say, you are mean or nasty right back to the person and you're leaving like threats, or you're being very aggressive toward the same exact person that's messaging you on Etsy, then no matter what ticks you off, you can potentially be taken off the platform if the customer reports you to Etsy as being mean or threatening as well. So no matter what, always be the bigger person. So for instance, I had a shop that I had a bunch of things that just really weren't selling. I had like literally thousands of items that were in the shop to kind of either test them out or what I thought would be great sellers. But the problem is that a lot of them just were not great for me. They weren't selling for whatever reason. People didn't really want them. Maybe they were out of style, let's just say, or people for whatever reason just did not want the particular items that were in the shop. So a lot of items kind of died and went into the back burner. Now, what I made the decision of doing is to not really focus too much on how many items I put in my shop. After a while, what I did was I learned after a long time selling on Etsy that even if you have let's just say 20 to 50 to 100 items in your shop, that 100 items is a lot better than selling 1,000, because what most likely is going to happen is those 100 items out of 1,000 are going to be the best sellers for you. And sometimes it's not really worth it to sell 1,000 items in your Etsy store if the 900 items out of 1,000 are not going to be beneficial for you to sell because they're just not converting. So what I would do is I would focus the quality of items over how many items you have in your shop. This is always going to benefit you, because if you focus on making, let's just say 100 great products for you to sell in your shop, that is going to benefit you in the long run rather than selling 1,000 crappy items. So if you have those 100 perfect items, let's just say as a for instance, that you're selling in your Etsy shop, it's way better for you than selling just way more of what you really should be focusing on, is the quality. The next thing you should never do on Etsy is ship items after the ship by date. So if, let's just say, you have a 1 to 3 day shipping time, always abide by that standard that you have for your Etsy shop. What could happen potentially is someone could open a case on Etsy. Let's just say if they didn't get their item within the 1 to 3 days, they can open up a case and Etsy can say, yeah, you're liable because you did not ship the item out on time. So the buyer basically automatically wins the case a lot of the time, or most of the time actually. What I would do to avoid this is to ship them out on time. Let's just say you're getting a lot of orders in. Then what you would do is you would have to raise the shipping times a little bit. So what I would do is I would just put in 1 to 10 day shipping time, for instance, or 1 to 7 days, whatever it is. Whatever is going to help you out. You can even put the shipping times to 1 to 3 weeks if you really need to. You're gonna get less sales potentially because a lot of people want their items very quickly. But if you absolutely have to do it, then you have to do it. What can I say? But it's never, ever good. I mean, never good to ship items out after the ship by date on Etsy. And believe me, you will get chargebacks potentially to the items that you sell. And cases can be brought against you on Etsy, and you never want that. There can be strikes to your shop potentially, or things can happen that will negatively affect your shop big time. The fifth thing is to never jump into Etsy not knowing what you're doing. If you don't know how to ship items out, let's just say you don't know the first class shipping or how much an item should be, let's just say, and you're shipping items out for very cheap and you're losing money every single time you ship, let's just say, an item out. Let's just say you're selling blue light glasses. I don't know, it's just an example, bear with me. Like let's just say you're selling these blue light glasses on Etsy. You sold them for $9.99 and you have free shipping, and you bought them for $7.99, let's just say. You would be losing money. I mean, we're talking in high fees that Etsy charges to you. We're talking shipping fees. I mean, we're talking a lot of profit that is going to be completely wiped out from your bank account, essentially. You're going to lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. Make sure you understand the post office and UPS, how long the items can get to your customers, how long you have until you have to ship the item out, which is essential, like the point that I just made before. And what could happen if you don't understand what you're doing is you can essentially break Etsy's terms and conditions and get you off Etsy itself and get you completely suspended and or banned from Etsy, from either selling or buying on the platform itself. And you need to make sure that you understand that you do not damage your shop and damage your reputation and get negative reviews, let's just say, even if you still stay on the platform and you're still able to sell on Etsy. Make sure that you understand that you can't use words like onesie and Velcro, which is extremely important. That's one thing I would definitely take away from watching this video, is that you can't use certain keywords on Etsy. And make sure you understand that it's going to take time to prepare your orders potentially and send items out to the post office. How long is it going to take you to prepare, let's just say, 10 items to get them sent out? If an item really takes off for you, if your shop really takes off, make sure you're prepared to handle the business, handle people buying from your Etsy store, because all of a sudden, trust me, if a product trends, listen, I'm going to tell you a quick story on this one. I got an item that was trending on Etsy that, I'm not exaggerating, I sold, I want to say 125 items within 3 days. No joke, 125 items I needed to ship out within 1 to 7 days. Let's go, baby. We need to go. So what I did was I made sure I prepped. I said, okay, listen, let's relax. Let's get these items out. Let's make these items. and let's ship them out. It's all good as long as I had the shipping times that were in 1 to 7 days, which I absolutely did. If I had the 1 to 3 day shipping times, I would have been in big, big trouble. Because I knew what I was doing, thank God, I was able to ship the items out within a correct amount of time, and those 125 to like 130 items that I needed to get sent out were sent out correctly to the customers. Every single review was positive that I sent out the items with. But I mean, it was a miracle that I got all 5-star reviews for the items that I sent out. Everybody was happy. Customers were happy. I was happy. Everything worked out. But again, if I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't prepare, and I would have been caught, basically. I would have been completely caught, and my shop would have gotten potentially strikes, and I would have had to cancel items potentially, which I never want to do. Canceling money out of your pocket. If someone is taking money out of your pocket and giving it back to the customer, you never want to do that. So make sure you are very prepared to handle the potential rush of customers. And so those are my top 5 tips of things you shouldn't do when you're selling on Etsy. Of course, there are a bunch more, but those are just like the top 5 that I have in mind for right now. Remember, if you like this video, remember to leave a like, comment, and also subscribe for more videos about Etsy, selling online, Shopify, e-commerce, and a bunch more about making money online. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.